Hello everyone. My name is Akanksha. I'm assistant professor at Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal. I did my PhD in mathematics from IIT Bombay. So, in today's lecture, we are going to start a new topic which is calculation in geometry. This topic is a bit complicated in terms of you have to remember certain formulas. If you forget those formulas, it will be very difficult to solve problems based on this topic. So, in that sense, it is a bit complicated because all other topics we have covered is based on intuition also. If for a moment, if you forget the formula, there are there is a way to tackle those problems. But in this case, you have to remember certain formulas. So let's start with our topic. So, introduction. What is geometry? Geometry in CLAT in your exam primarily focuses on mensuration. Mensuration means calculating areas, calculating perimeters, calculating volumes, and basic properties of 2D and 3D shapes. Now, first thing is what is mean by 2D or 3D shapes? 2D shapes means shape which you can draw on 2D plane like X, Y plane. 3D shapes means shapes which you draw on 3D plane. Let me draw it again. 3D. So X, Y and Z. You don't need to bother about what is mean by X, Y, Z if you are not familiar with. Let me tell you the same thing in very simple language and by giving you some example. So 2D shape. 2D shapes means anything which you can draw on a paper, like a circle. Circle you can draw on a paper. A square. Square you can draw on a paper. Similarly, what is mean by 3D shapes? 3D shapes which you cannot draw on paper. For example, let me give you one basic example. It is a cuboid. This is a 3D shape. You cannot draw a cuboid, means I have drawn, but just try to imagine it like a matchbox. Matchbox is a 3D shape. Similarly, a square is a 2D shape. Okay, so 3D shape and 2D shape. So today's lecture focuses on 2D shapes. So today we will be discussing what is 2D shapes, what all examples are from 2D shapes, and certain problems we will be solving. And next lecture also I will be covering on 2D shapes only, because in today's lecture I will be giving you very basic problems, and in next lecture we will be taking care of some a bit complicated problems on 2D shapes. Similarly, after that we will start 3D shapes, and certain problems we will be doing. So 2D shapes. 2D shapes comes under plane geometry because these shapes you can draw on a paper. Okay. So first example of a 2D shape is a triangle. Triangle you all are familiar with, right? This is a triangle. But triangle again you can segregate into certain types of triangle, which I will be telling you one by one. So first thing is triangle. Let's say this is a triangle. What is the area of a triangle? Now, first of all, you should try to understand what is mean by area. Area is the region surrounded by these three lines. So, this shaded region. So, you want to calculate this area. Okay, this is area. Now, this is the definition of area, means what is mean by area. Now, how to calculate it? Again, it is written area. We generally denote it by capital A. letter capital A. So area capital A is equal to area of a triangle is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height. Now, first thing you have to understand or you should be knowing that what is base and what is height in a triangle. So let me take a triangle. Okay, triangle. This thing is known as base of a triangle. So the distance from this side to this side. So this point to this point. This is called base. What is height? Height is this length. Okay. So this top corner to the base, this perpendicular line is height, which generally denoted by H. This base denoted is generally denoted by C. So, how to calculate area? Area of a triangle is, so area of a triangle is equal to 1 by 2 into H into B, height into base. This distance, this point to this point, okay, from this to this line is height, this to this is the base. So height into base. Next thing is perimeter. What is mean by perimeter? Perimeter is given a triangle, you start from this point, okay, you start from this point and now cover and come back to this point again. Whatever distance you covered is known as perimeter. So you start from this point or this point or this point, any point, and cover all the sides and come back to your initial point. That is known as perimeter. So if let's say this side is A, this side is B, let me draw it again. Okay. So let's say a triangle. Okay. What is perimeter? You start from this point, cover this, and this. Come back to this. So let's say this side is A, this side is B, and this side is C. Means size of this side. Okay. Let's see. This side, the length of this side is A, the length of this side is B, length of this side is C. Then perimeter we denoted by P, perimeter is equal to, so you start from this point, so A plus B plus C, right? Because you have to cover all the sides and come back to the initial point. Is that okay? Area means the area between these in the triangle. So area of the triangle. Perimeter means this distance. You start from one point and come back to the point. So area is 1 upon 2 base into height. Perimeter is sum of all the sides. Okay. Sum of all the sides. So A plus B plus C, where A, B, C are side lengths. Now, so this is a general triangle. So this right angled triangle. What is mean by right angled triangle? First thing you should be knowing what is mean by right angle. Right angle is an angle between two lines which are perpendicular to each other. So this is known as right angle, or this degree is 90 degree. Okay. So two lines perpendicular to each other means the angle between these two lines is 90 degree, and we also call that angle as right angle. Okay. So now what is mean by, now just use a bit intuition and try to think about what could be the meaning of right angle triangle. So right angle triangle means two sides are perpendicular and this. Oh, this is an example of right angle triangle. Here, one angle is 90 degree. Now, let's say this is side A, this is side B. So, if you know side A and side B, you can calculate side C using this formula. So, this side C is equal to, so A is equal A square plus B square. So, this side square plus this side square is this side square. So, that is your Pythagoras theorem. A square plus B square is equal to C square, where C is hypotenuse. This is your hypotenuse, right? This is base, this is length, right? Or height, or this is hypotenuse. Base, length, let me write it again. So, base, length or height, this one is hypotenuse. So, hypotenuse is, let me call it C. So, C is equal to under root of A square plus B square. Next, what is area? Area will be B and A. Area will be 1 by 2 into what is base? Base is B. What is height? Height is A. So, for right angle triangle, again, area will be the same. The only difference here is, here your height was this, right? So, basically we have divided the triangle into two parts, but in right angle triangle, it is just base into height. That's all. Next, equilateral triangle. What is mean by equilateral triangle? As I have written over here, when all sides are equal. So, a triangle where all sides are of equal length. Let me call it A, and A. So, all sides are equal. So, now this formula you have to remember. Height for a height, this height H for equilateral triangle is equal to root 3 by 2. So, this you have to remember. Height is root 3 by 2 into A. So, for equilateral triangle, height is root 3 by 2. And what is area? Area is base into height, 1 by 2. So, area is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height, right? But what is base? 1 by 2 into base is this line. What is base? Base is A, right? Length of the base is A. What is height? Height is given by this. Height is root 3 by 2 into A. So basically, area will be root 3 by 4 into A square. That is what is written over here. So again, as I told you before also, in this topic, you have to remember certain formulas. Now, next type of triangle is isosceles triangle. What is this type of triangle? If two sides of a triangle is equal. So, like 1, 2. These two sides are equal, A and A. This could be anything B. So, this is called isosceles triangle. Okay. So, for area, there is no certain formula. You have to use 1 by 2 into base into height wala formula to calculate the area. Similarly, we have scalene triangle. What is scalene triangle? Scalene triangle is when all sides are different. Let's say this type of triangle. Let me draw this line. Oh. So this side is A. Let's say this side is B. This side is C. So here you can see that this type of triangle, here A, B and C, all lengths are different. Now, to calculate area for such a triangle, this is the formula. S under root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where A, B, C are sides of the triangle. What is S? S is A plus B plus C by 2. Okay, we have covered all the triangles. Next shape is square. Square means this. Means all sides are equal. This is a square. What is the area of a square? Area of a square is A into A, means side square. Okay, A square. What is the perimeter? Again, start from this point, cover all the lengths and come back to this. So A plus A plus A plus A, that means 4A. But here you have one more terminology. When we talk about a square, you can join these lines, right? These points, these corner points you can join. This is known as diagonal. Okay? This line is known as diagonal of a square. We denote it by D. And what is diagonal of a square? It is A root 2. Okay? So area of a square is side square. Perimeter of a square is 4 into A. Diagonal of a square is A into root 2. Next shape is a rectangle. What is rectangle? Rectangle is a shape of this kind. So, means two sides are equal. This is equal to this. This is equal to this. So, any two sides are equal. Okay. This is your rectangle. So, let's say width. So this side, this is generally known as width of a rectangle and this is known as length of a rectangle. So length and width. So what is the area of a rectangle? It is L into B. Similar to square. It is again this into this. Similarly this into this. So length into base, or length into width is the area. Now, what is perimeter? Again, you start from this point and come back to this point by covering all the sides. So, L plus B, this side is again L and then B. So, it is 2 times L plus B. That is perimeter. What is diagonal? Diagonal means join these 2 points. This is a diagonal and this is another diagonal. Similarly, in this diagram also, this is one diagonal. This is second diagonal. What is the length of a diagonal in a rectangle? Length of a diagonal is L square plus B square. So, length of a diagonal in a square is A root 2. Here it is root L square plus B square. Next shape is a circle. Let me draw a circle. It doesn't look like circle, but you try to understand. It is difficult to draw a big symmetric circle. Anyway, okay. So in circle, we have different terminology. Circle doesn't have any sides, right? Circle doesn't have any length, width, height, anything. No, right? So, but circle has radius. So, circle has center. This is the center, so middle point. And now, how do we draw a circle? You know that how to draw a circle. We take a compass. So we take compass and we put the needle in the middle and we draw it like this, right? So what you understand is the distance from this point to any point on the circle is same, right? So the distance from this center point to any point on the surface is equal. This distance is known as radius and we call it r. We denote it by r. So this distance is radius. And this and this distance is diameter. So here we have center. So let me call C as center of the circle. So a line passes through center is known as diameter. Okay. So circumference of a circle is, so this distance is 2 pi r. What is pi? So we will see. So pi is this letter. Pi is generally is 22/7. It is a constant and it is equal to 22/7. And in decimal we use it as 3.14. It is an irrational number, so it does not stop. But we approximately use it as 3.14. So this you remember. This letter is known as pi. So circumference is 2 pi r or pi into d. Area of a circle is pi r square. Area of a sector. First thing you should be knowing what is mean by sector. So let me draw these two lines. I can do this. This is r. This is also r, right? Because the distance from center to any point on the circle is r. This is known as sector. Understood? This point. This. And this shaded region is area of sector. Area of sector is theta upon. So what is theta? Theta is this angle. So take a circle. Consider us. Let's say this is a center. Okay. This is a sector with angle theta. So this area is given by theta upon 360 into pi r square. Theta is the central angle in degrees. Okay. And what is arc length? Arc length of a sector is this length. Okay. You see that? Let's say this is sector. This is the one. So sector is this thing with angle theta. And this is L arc. And this region is area of the sector. So arc length is theta upon 2 pi into 2 pi r. Next shapes are parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is this kind of figure. So again, this side and this side is same. This side and this side is same and they are parallel to each other. Okay. So that is why it is known as parallelogram. Let's say this is side 1. This is side 2. Now, area of a parallelogram is base into height. What is height? This is height. Okay. What is base? This is base. Like we have in triangle. So base into height is the area. Perimeter, again you start with this point and come back to this point. We'll see that 2 times side 1 plus side 2 is the parallelogram. Now, next shape is rhombus. What is a rhombus? Rhombus is distorted version of a square. So here, this side is same as this side, is same as this side, is same as this side. Means all 4 sides are equal. How to compute area? Area is equal to 1/2 into D1 into D2. What is D1, D2? D1, D2 are the diagonal. So here you can see that this distance of This length of diagonals are different. This is D1, this is D2. So let me draw a big rhombus. This is rhombus. This is one diagonal. This is other diagonal. You can see that this diagonal is bigger than this diagonal. D1, D2. How to compute area? Area is this region, right? Area of a rhombus is 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. How to compute perimeter? So this plus this plus this plus this. So if this is a side, so side 1, 2, 3. So 4 times side. Next shape is trapezium. Trapezium is this kind of shape. This is a trapezium. So here this line and this line are parallel. Only two lines are parallel. So how to compute area? It is 1 by 2 of sum of these parallel lines and plus height. Okay, this height h. So sum of this, so this plus this into height. 1 by 2 to this plus this into height. Next shape is polygon. Polygon is regular and sided. So what is a polygon? So this type of shape, it is a polygon. It is a six-sided polygon. Similarly, this is a four-sided polygon. Here, all sides are of same length. Okay. This is a five-sided polygon. You got it? So five-sided, 6, 5, 4. So a triangle, equilateral triangle is a three-sided polygon. So here n means number of sides and all sides are of equal length. Now sum of interior angles. So what is interior angles? This angle. So you join, these are interior angles. So sum of interior angle is n minus 2 into 180. Each interior angle is n minus 2 into 180 by 9. Sum of all exterior angles is 360 degree. And each exterior angle is 360 by 9. These are the formulas. Now, while solving the problems, what all things you have to remember? First thing, practice the diagrams. As I told you, as I showed all the diagrams, practice the diagram because it will help you. So during your preparation, just try to draw the diagram so that everything is clear to you. Next, unit consistency. Ensure all measurements are in the same units. So for example, let's say one length in a triangle, one length is given in centimeter, other length is given in inch or meter. So first thing, you convert everything into one unit. Then approximation of pi. So use 22 by 7 or 3.14 for pi. Pi is a constant as I told you. Always use pi is equal to 22 by 7 or 3.14. Then Pythagorean triangles. So it is optional. So generally right angle triangles. So Pythagorean triplets is right angle triangles. They are like 3. If 3 is this, 4 is this would be 5. So you don't need to actually compute this C. So C is actually equals to 3 square plus 4 square. You don't need to compute it. It will come out to be 5. So that is what is written. So if one side is 3, other side is 4, then third side would be 5. So 5, 12, 13, 8, 15, 17, 7, 24, and 25. These are the pair for right angle triangle. So you don't need to compute the sides. You don't need to compute the square roots. So then area ratios for similar triangles. So this part is not needed because we are not going to cover similar triangles because that is out of the scope of the portion. So now let's start with some problems. A triangle has a base of 12 centimeter. So base is given, okay? Height as 7 centimeter. So shape is a triangle, right? Base is 12 centimeter. So base is this. This thing is base. So it is 12. Height is 7. What is height in a triangle? This length, right? This is given to be 7. What is its area? What is the formula for area of a triangle? Area of a triangle. Do you remember that? Area of a triangle is 1 by 2 into base into height. So now base is given, height is given, you just have to compute it. So 1 by 2 into what is base? Base is 12. How much is height? It is 7. So now here you can see that both are given in centimeters, right? So now you just have to solve it. 6, it would be 42. So option B is correct. Now you can see that how simple this problem is, but it is not simple for anyone who are not familiar with shapes. If you don't know what is a triangle, you cannot solve it. For example, triangle is very basic terminology of English. You may be knowing what is triangle, but you may not be knowing that what is the base in triangle, what is mean by height of a triangle. So if these two things you don't know, you cannot solve it. So now for a moment, suppose that you know what is mean by base, what is height. So base is this, height is this, but you forget the formula of the area. Then again you are gone. So everything, whatever I have told you till now is important. So if you want, just go through all the details again. Next problem. The side of a square is 9 meters. What is its area? First thing you have to revise is or refresh or revive. What is square? What is square? What is square? So square, if you remember, is this type of shape where all sides are equal. That is why they have given only one side. So this length is 9, this length is also 9, this length is also 9, this length is also 9. All sides are equal. What is its area? Do you remember the formula? So formula for area of a square. What is the formula? Formula is side square. This into this. So it is, if you remember, it was a square. So a is given to be 9 meters, right? So 9 square, that means 81 meter square. So 81. Option C is correct. As I told you, solving problems is not difficult, but knowing the terminology is important and the formula. Next question is rectangle. A rectangular room is 12-meter long and 11-meter wide. What is its perimeter? So you have a room, rectangular room, which is 20-meter long. So this side is 20-meter, right? And wide. This side is 11, right? This side is 20, this side is 11. What is its perimeter? If you remember, perimeter is you start from one point and come back to this point, and how much distance you have to cover. So 11 plus 20 plus 11 plus 20. So perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 into length into width. What is length? How long your room is? Length is 20 meter. What is its width? Width means how wide your room is. It is 11 meter, right? It is 11 meter. Now substitute the values of L and B in this formula. So 2 into 20 plus 11. 20 plus 11 means 31. So it is 62 meter. So option B. Option B is correct. Is that okay? Next problem. A circular park has a radius of 14 meters. What is its area? So circular park means this type of shape. Radius is given. Radius means the distance from center to the circle. This length is 14. So radius R is equal to 14 meter. This is given. What is the area? So you should be knowing area of a circle. This formula you should be knowing. So it is pi r square. So pi is given to be 22 by 7. So 22 by 7 into r square. It is 14 into 14. So 7 to the 14. So it is 22 into 2 into 14. So it is 44 into 14. So this you please compute. So let's say it will come out to be 616 meter square. This you do multiplication and you will see that it is equal to 616. So option, D is correct. Is that okay? So again, you should be knowing terminology of circle. In circle, the important thing is its radius, right? Next, a parallelogram has a base of 15 centimeter and a corresponding height of 6 meter. What is its area? Again, first thing, what is mean by parallelogram? You should be able to immediately draw it. Parallelogram means this type of figure where all sides are parallel to each other. So this side is parallel to this side is parallel to this side. But the length of sides are different. So base means this. This is 15 centimeter. Base is 15 centimeter. What is height of a parallelogram? So remember, this is not height. This is side. Height is anything perpendicular. So this is the height. This h. So this is given to be 6. What is the area? What is the area? What is the formula? Area of a parallelogram. So this we have to see. What is the area of a parallelogram? Parallelogram is here. So area of a parallelogram is base into height. Remember, base is this, height is this. Both things are given in your problem. So base is 15, height is 6. So it is base into height. So base is 15, height is 6. It is 90 centimeter square because both things are given in centimeters. So option A is correct. Okay. Next problem. Next problem is diagonals of a rhombus are given. So first thing, you should be knowing that what is a rhombus. So shape you have to draw. That is important as I told you. Problem solving is not that important, but the shape you should be knowing. So remember, rhombus is again when all sides are parallel to each other, but length of the sides are equal. But diagonals are of different size. And you know that if you remember, area of a rhombus depends on the diagonal. So this one D1, this diagonal was D2. So you have to compute area. So D1 is given to be 8 centimeter. D2 is given to be 6 centimeter. So area of a rhombus is, as far as I remember, it is D1 into D2. But let's cross check. Rhombus. Huh. So area of a rhombus is okay 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. I forgot to put 1 by 2 here. Yes. So it is 1 by 2. Let me write it again. It is 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. So 1 by 2 into D1 is 8, D2 is 6. So 2 say 8 will get cancelled in 4 times. So 4 into 6 and that is equal to 24. So option C. Option C is correct. Right? Next problem. Okay. Trapezium has parallel sides of length 9 and 11. So first thing you have to draw, first thing you have to do is draw the shape. What is a trapezium? So trapezium is of a shape of this type, where only two sides are parallel, two sides are non-parallel. Okay? So now, let's see what they are saying. Parallel sides are of length 9. This length is 9 and 11. This length is 11. This is given. And the height between these two means this height is 5 centimeter. It is 5. What is its area? So, area of a trapezium. I don't remember. Let's see. What is the formula for area of a trapezium? It is 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. That is how we write parallel. Okay. So 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides. Parallel sides ka sum means 9 and 11. 9 plus 11 into height. Height is given to be 5. So 1 by 2, 9 and 11 is 20 into 5. So 2 se 20 will get cancelled in. So it is 50 centimeter square. So option D is correct. Is that okay? Next problem is, what is the sum of interior angles of a regular octagon of 8-sided? So 8-sided polygon की बात हो रही है. So here 8-sided means 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how to draw? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the shape, okay? So 8-sided octagon, right? So sum of interior angles. Sum of interior angle. So if you remember the formula, it was n minus 2 into 180 degree, something of sort. Let's cross check polygon. So sum of interior angle is n minus 2 into 180, right? Whatever I have written was right. So n is 8. N is 8. So it is 8-sided polygon. So 8 minus 2 into 180 degree. So 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 into 180 degree. So it will be 1080 degree. So option C is correct. This multiplication you have to do. Next, the area of a triangle is 50 square centimeter. If its base is 10 centimeter, what is its height? So, triangle looks like this. This is the base. Base is given to be 10 centimeter. This is its height. Height is unknown, h you have to compute. So, you know that area is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height, right? For a rectangle. Area is given to be 50, 1 by 2 as it is. Base is given to be 10. Height is unknown, h. This h you have to compute. So, 2 say 10 will get cancelled in 5 times. So, just do this. This 5 will go this side. So, h is equal to 50 upon 5. So, because 5 here on this side, on right side of equal to is in multiplication. So when you take this 5 to left side of rectangle of equal to, it will go in division. So it is 10. So height is h is equal to 10. So option B is correct. Next problem. The perimeter of a square field is 48 meters. What is its area? So, perimeter is given. Area you have to compute. So, area we don't know. So, do you remember the shape? Square is of this type. All sides are equal. A. Perimeter, what is the formula for perimeter? It is 4 times A. What is the formula for area of a square? It is A square. So basically, if somehow we get to know A, means this length of a side, we can compute area, right? What is given? Perimeter is given. Use this. Perimeter is 48. So 48 is equal to 4 times A. A you have to compute. So this 4 into A, you just take this 4 to this side. So A will equal to 42 upon 4 and that is equal to 12. So A is equal to 12 meter. Now you have to compute area. A you know, now you can compute area. Area is 12 into 12, that is 144 meter square. That is option A. Option A is correct. Okay. Next problem. The area of a rectangle is given is 96 square centimeter. If its width is 8 centimeter, what is its perimeter? Okay. Area is given, width is given, perimeter they have asked. So what is the formula for area? Area of a rectangle. is equal to, do you remember? Base into height. So let me draw a rectangle first. So let's say this is base, this is length. So base and length, it is L into B. Let's cross check. Rectangle. So it is base and length. Area is base and length. Perimeter is 2 times length plus base. Hmm. So length into, what is the perimeter formula for perimeter? It is 2 times L plus B. B is given. Remember, okay, sorry. Width is given. Width is 8 centimeter. B is given. L you have to compute. If we get to know the value of L, you can compute perimeter, right? Because two unknowns are there, L and B. B is already given width, L you have to compute. And area they have given. So area is 96. What is the formula for area? It is L into B. So 96 is equal to, L is unknown. L you write as it is. B is 8. So here you have to compute. So take 8 to that side. So L is equal to 96 upon 8. So this will come out to be 12. So now B was given to be 8 centimeter. L we have computed as 12 centimeter. Now perimeter we had and compute. Perimeter we want to know, na? So perimeter P is equal to 2 times L plus B. That is 2 times, what is L? It is 12. What is B? Plus B is 8. 12 plus 8 is 20, right? That means 40 centimeter. Option C. Is that okay? So here area was given, perimeter they have asked, and width was given. In the same way, they could have given length also. So suppose length was given to be 12, you need to compute perimeter. In the same line, you can do that also. Next, the circumferences of a circular track is 82 meters. Circumferences is given, radius they have asked. So circular path means of this type. R is unknown. This R is unknown. Perimeter they have, circumferences means this perimeter. Perimeter was given. So for circle, it is known as circumferences. So what is the formula for circumference? Remember, it is 2 pi r. 2 is a constant. Pi you have to take as 22 upon 7. R is unknown. R you have to compute. But remember, circumference is given. Means that all these things is equal to 82. So R you have to compute. Take everything to this side. So R is equal to 82 into 7 upon 22 into 1 by 2. So every operation is in reverse form when you take these things to this side, from right to left. So now you have to solve it. So it is 11. It will be 8. So 2 say 8 will get cancelled in 4 times. So okay, it will come in decimal. 28 upon 11. Right. It is coming out to be 28 upon 11. Let's cross check again. Circumference. Let's cross check the formula. Circle. Yes, circumference is 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Let's do it again. 2 into pi into r. R we have to compute. So 88 into 7 upon this. Yes, it looks correct. So yeah, none of the option is correct. R will equal to 82 upon 11. So radius is equal to 28 upon 11 meters. So the thing is, these questions I only framed. So sometimes options may not match, but when you solve your problems in exam, you will get the correct option. The perimeter of a parallelogram is given. It is 60 centimeter. If one of its sides is 18 centimeter, what is the length of the adjacent side? Again, you should be knowing what is this shape parallelogram. So, it is this. This is parallelogram. Let's say this side is A, this side is B. So, perimeter is given. What is the perimeter? Perimeter of a parallelogram is equal to 2 into side, sum of side A plus B. So, one side is given. Let's say B is given. Let's say B is equal to 18. A we don't know. A we have to compute, right? Adjacent side. Adjacent side you have to compute. So, perimeter is 60. 2 into, let's say one side is given. A is unknown. B is 18. So, again take this to that side. A plus 18 is equal to 60 upon 2 because 2 was in multiplication on this side. So, 2 will go in division on the other side of equal to. It is 30. So, A plus 18 is equal to 30. So, A is equal to 30 minus 18 because 18 was added on the left side of equal to. So, when you take this to other side, will get subtracted. So, it is 12 centimeter. So, option A is correct. Is that okay? Next problem. A rhombus has a side of 13 centimeter and one of its diagonal is 24 centimeter. What is the length of the other diagonal? Okay. One side is given for rhombus and one diagonal is given. Other side, other diagonal you have to compute. So, what is a rhombus? Rhombus is this shape where all sides are equal A. And one diagonal is different. The size of one diagonal is different from other diagonal. Let's say D1, D2. Suppose so rhombus has a side 13 centimeter. So A is 13 centimeter. It is given. One of its diagonal is also given. Let's say D1 is 24 centimeter. What is the length of the other diagonal? So D2 you have to compute. Okay. How will you compute it? How to compute other side? So somehow you have to see what in which formula connects side of a rhombus and its diagonal. How to compute it? Let's go back and see the formulas. Rhombus. So, perimeter is 4 times side square. Area is this. Okay, you can see that. So, for rhombus, I forgot to add one formula. So, suppose only one diagonal is given. So D1 is equal to, and a side is given. So let me do it there itself when we were solving, where we were solving problem. Yes. So side was given as A, right? You can see that. So how to compute other diagonal? D2 is equal to under root of 4A square minus D1 square. This is the formula. So this you please remember. So one diagonal is given and side is given. How to compute other diagonal? Using this formula. So under root 4 times A is 13, right? 13, sorry, 13 into 13 minus D1 is 24. 24 into 24. This calculation we have to do. Let me use calculator for this calculation. So 13 into 13 is 169, right? 4 into 169 minus 24 into 24. Let me do this using my calculator. 24 into 24 is equal to 576. So it is 576. 4 into 70, 4 into 169 also we have to do. 4 into, it is 676. So it is under root 676 minus 576. And this is equal to under root 100. And that is nothing but 10. So option B is correct. So other diagonal is 10 centimeter. Option B is correct. Please remember this formula. And similarly, D1 is equal to under root 4A square minus D2 square. Okay, so it does not matter which diagonal is given. Other diagonal you have to compute using this formula. Next problem. The area of a trapezium is given. If the sum of its parallel side is 30 centimeter, what is its height? So area is given, sum of parallel sides is given, you have to compute height. But before going to this problem, you please remember how do this trapezium look like. So these are two parallel sides, right? And this is the height. Height you have to compute. So what is the area formula? Area of a trapezium is equal to this we have to see. I think 1 by 2 into sum of the parallel sides into height. Yes, 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into h. H is height. Area was given, so area is 105. 1 by 2. Sum is also given, that is 30. H you have to compute. Oh, sorry, it is equal to. Here, it is equal to. So 30 into H is equal to 105 into 2. So that is 210. So H is equal to 210 upon 30. So 0 says 0 get cancelled. 3 says this, it is 7 centimeter. So option A is correct. Next problem. What is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular 9-sided polygon? So 9-sided polygon means it will be having 9 sides. Just try to draw it. So this kind of shape, all sides are equal. Measure of each exterior angle is given. So let's see the formula for exterior angle. So each exterior angle is 360 by n. So each exterior angle is equal to 360 degree upon n. N is 9 here. So 360 degree upon 9. 9 for the 60. So it is 40 degree. Option B is correct. So as you saw, all the for all the problems, two main things you have to remember. What are these? First, you should be knowing the shape, you should be knowing the formula, and that's all. These two things. But practice is very important to solve these problems. Okay. So I have given you some practice problems. So you can try them out. Keep watching the lecture again and again. If you face any difficulty, you can write to me. So I have given you total 20 problems for this topic. So I hope you will be able to solve all these problems. So here you can see that area of a triangle with base and height is given. What would be the area of a triangle when base and height is given? Equilateral triangle with side is given. Diagonals of a rhombus is this. What is the area? Circle radius doubled. Area becomes, so if the radius of a circle is 2 times. So how would area becomes? So I will be solving these problems in the next lecture, but you please try to solve them by yourself. So it will be very helpful and you will be able to understand the topic more clearly if you try to solve these problems by yourself. I hope you enjoyed the lecture.